Greetings gamers, welcome to AccessEuphoria and an FM21 video. This time we're looking at my Bielsa kind of style, full press, it's working really well, tactic in my FM21 beta with Leeds. If you've been watching that, you've seen we're doing really well. I'm actually loading up the save from like a few episodes ago, just so there's no spoilers for anyone that hasn't kind of caught up on the last couple of episodes. But we are using that save and that tactic that's doing extremely well for me. And let's look in a bit more detail and see if you guys want to use it in your saves. So let's get into it. And here we are in the save then. So like I said, it's a few episodes if you have been watching that series. And if you haven't, then go watch it. It's FM21, it's a beta, it's Leeds. What more do you want? But this is the tactic I'm using. And when we started this beta, I kind of basically wanted to replicate a bit of Bielsa, and the main way to do that is kind of the gig and press and basically high pressing, high intensity football, just kind of all over the opponent. That's kind of like the main thing here, and yeah, so we've kind of done that. I've tried to use a bit of the formation as much as possible as well that Leeds are kind of using, and Bielsa's using with the wide men that kind of get in and involved in the sort of forward areas, so kind of inside forwards. I played around with the striker option. Originally, I was using sort of D-line forward, just get them involved, but it just didn't seem to work as well. I went for something different, a bit something random, trequartista, and it worked really well. So we've kind of stuck with that, the trequartista. We've got Mezzalas, because they do help kind of covering these areas, and it allows these guys to go in. It's just all about intermingling, lots of different positions and triangles. There should always basically be a triangle that you can sort of pass around, and as that player moves out, they're creating a triangle. As they move forward, they're creating a triangle. It's all about triangles in football and in this kind of tactic and Bielsa and so on and so forth. So yeah, wingbacks could have gone attacking. You know, there's different changes I can make, but let's kind of talk through now the ones that are actually in here in a bit more depth, you guys. So we are starting off with the sweeper keeper. Meslier for me is doing that, and a major part of the sort of tactic is the fact that they press up high, they get sort of high up the pitch, the keeper comes up with, and you see it in a few times in Leeds United games, the fact that the keeper will come out and sweep up things. I mean, unfortunately, we did kind of see that kind of go wrong a couple of years ago in the Derby sort of semi-final in the playoffs and Kiko and all that. It can go wrong, it can go well, but we've got the sweeper keeper that kind of mops up that and also plays the ball out to the ball-playing defenders. So everybody in this team has to play the ball. So, you know, other areas, it's just by default that they do that. To kind of force the defenders to do it, you're generally going to use them as ball-playing defenders. But I kind of want them to build up play from the back and get out to the wing-backs, to get to the midfielders, and so on and so forth. So that's why they're on that. You got your wing-backs, they could be on attack, but I'm going to go with support because we are on an attacking mentality. End of the day, it's all about just attacking. Attacking. Bielsa does not stop. You know, he doesn't then just shut up shop and chuck everyone behind the ball. It's not the way it kind of Leeds play. Sometimes you will get hammered in a bit because of a good opposition. We've seen that a few times, but it will always be looking for a way to attack. The method of Leeds is defended by attacking, and it's kind of my method in many of all of my FMs, really. I much would rather just win 4-3 than win 1-0. You know, it's just kind of a thing. I'd rather entertaining attacking football. Bielsa is the same. So we've kind of got the wing backs and support. They will get up there. They will put some crosses in, which is awesome. You know, they get right up to the byline, which is beautiful there. D-lane playmaker, you could go for a multitude of different roles, you know, Segundo Volantes and all sorts, but I like the D-lane playmaker. It holds, you know, kind of, this is the Phillips role, which he is actually injured, but just for the sake of this video, I'll put him in. That's kind of his role. Screen the back line. He will also kind of get involved a little bit in a round, but he's mostly kind of just going to hold in this pocket, interrupt play, counter-attacks and things like that, but just lay off balls. You know, he's a playmaker. He's there to support. You know, so many times we'll see Phillips pick up the ball and rasp it out to the corner, to like one of the wingers or so on, or a marauding fullback. That's kind of his role, just sitting there, picking those passes, getting the ball off the defence. You then got your Mezzalas, like I mentioned, kind of cover up. They'll get forward, they'll cover the roles, they'll do the kind of dirty works in the midfield. We've got them on tack, because again, it's all about getting forward. You'll see Leeds just if we get the ball, everyone is kind of surging forward, and you generally only have like this sort of little triangle left holding at the back. We've got Shackleton and Click in those roles, but yeah, you basically got that kind of pressing and sort of attacking mentality there. Inside forwards and attacks, again, they will get up and put crosses in, they will put things in like that, but their major job is to support and be around here, but also now and again come out and sort of interlink in the play. But they're a presence in the box to try and score goals, to put crosses in, diagonal balls, all that kind of good stuff. And as I mentioned, we've got the striker who's just going to try and score. Dealing forward, you could go pressing, because obviously with this tactic, you high press and everything, you could go with pressing forward. I've just kind of settled on trequartista because it seems to balance out quite nicely, make a good focal threat. It's not 100% how Bielsa plays and all that. You're not going to get that. It's FM, it's a game, you've got to kind of adjust things. But the major thing of this is it's just intense, high pressing, and that's OP. It has been OP for, I'd say, a good few FMs now. 3 FMs at least, maybe more. It kind of all blurs into one after a while. But OP, but pressing and like just intensity is OP. And generally, if you're a big team, you will end up making your way to that and having this kind of really high. You do obviously need players that can do it. Luckily, the Leeds players can. They've been doing it for a few years, so FM kind of has reflected that with lots of good natural fitness and stamina in there, which you will need, otherwise they'll just be dead in no time and they won't recover for games and things like that. So that's kind of one consideration of it, but all in all, most teams can do this if you're at a good level. And what we found on my Leeds team is it's taken a team that's predicted to actually do mid-table, so a little bit surprising to me. I thought it'd be more bravely fight against relegation, but it's taken them to challenging like the top 4, which I think is awesome, and that's all about this kind of stuff. So you can see it there. I don't really need to go into that too much. You can see all the things that are down, so you can just replicate that. I will now quickly click on the players so you can see their individual player instructions. They're mostly, as we've just been discussing, going to do what we say. So for example, they're going to close down, they're going to cross it from the byline, we want them to get up, so it's doing all the things we've said. We want them passing it short because that's kind of what this is all about, retaining possession, lots of passes, but now and again just going for it, and that's kind of what the attacking mentality brings you. Is just now and again they might be passing it, but then they'll just pick out that 30-40 yarder. Got Phillips there, not much on him and not much on these guys because the role pretty much does what it needs. Same for the inside forward there and the trequartista there, so there's not tons on them really. A lot of it's just kind of the default, but yes, that is a tactic. In terms of schedule, if you haven't been watching my series, then you can see just, 6-1 against Sheffield United, 5-3 there, 2-1 there, 5-1 against Fulham, 1-0 against Man City, 2-1 against Chelsea. We lost against Brentford in the Cup. We've had a few scrapey draws and things like that, but it's been really, really good as this tactic. And like I say, it's just OP is the whole pressing and things. And that's why I think for my actual main save, I'm going to like downgrade my tactic and purposely make it worse. But if you guys want to win games, if you've got a good side and you want to take them to the next level, then pressing and intensity is the way to go in this FM for sure. It kind of has been for the last few, but it definitely is in this one. It just seems to just demolish teams, and if you've got a good squad as well, you're going to do well, guys. So that's the tactic. That's kind of the Bielsa, replicating Bielsa tactic. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do use it, let me know down in the comments what you think to it, how it goes, and if it has turned your fortunes around, if maybe you've been struggling. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.